Okay, you people are gonna drive me fucking crazy. Let's start. Hi. Welcome. It is me, Benjamin. I'm here live from the Dominican Republic. So, I have been peer pressured into watching the Hasan Content Nuke because apparently, no matter how much I don't like Hasan, if I don't watch the Content Nuke, I can't have any nuanced opinions on him whatsoever. So here I am. I'm watching the Content Nuke, and you're all gonna shut the fuck up. So, let's start the video. Let's start the video. That's not... Who peer pressured you? Literally half of PV's directors. Why is that the... What? Why is that the capture? Where... That is not any of my screens. I don't know who... I didn't know PV was filled with H3 fans. I don't think it is. I don't know. I'm just being told to watch the damn video. How's my mic, by the way? Is it good? I'm gonna listen to it really quick. Hold on. Properties. Monitor. Okay. Yep. Annoying as ever. Perfect. Okay. How... So... Here we fucking go again. Where's the link to this thing? Here we go. Found the link. Alright. Alright. Let's watch this stupid... You're just gonna all have to sit here and suffer while I figure this out. Window capture. No, let's just do macOS screen capture. Okay, screen capture. Yep. Perfect. There we go. Okay, here we go. Let's start this video. Let me annoy someone one last time. Okay. Let's start what is going to be... Your camera is lagging a lot now. What the fuck does Content Nuke mean? It doesn't mean anything. What do you mean lagging? It doesn't look like it's lagging to me. What do you... Hold on. My camera's not lagging. What do you mean? Okay, let's start this video. Whew, please warn me if anything looks bad.
The world would not be the same.
Yep, this is goddamn dramatic.
Few people laughed. Few people cried. Most people were silent.
Oh, Jesus Christ, the ominous.
Line from the Hindu scripture, the Bhagavad Gita.
He's really playing into like...
Vishnu takes on his multi-armed form.
He's really playing into the Content Nuke stuff.
Now I am become death, the destroyer of worlds.
Yep.
We think the Houthis also are doing what fucking bloodthirsty, violent pig. Green Hamas banner.
Happy birthday to you.
I'm
All
cooked,
together.
I'm
Happy
cooked.
birthday from Twitch, Hasan. Happy birthday from Twitch.
Okay, the editing is on point. What the fuck is going... What is this mental illness editing? Holy shit. My god, this guy is mentally ill. I know! Hasan's certainly hoping the flames destroy his computer. I'm hoping the flames destroy me before I have to watch this goddamn thing. Please let me know if the audio is all balanced. The audio capture for the display and also the what's it called? Yo, Brewmaster! Thank you so much! What just happened?
Hello?
Hello. Wait, who's on...
Hi.
Who's on, I can't see anything. Oh.
Who's on first? It's Cameron and I'm in the stage with you.
Oh, hey Cam. Yeah, I'm streaming. Congratulations. Hey. You are now on my stream with me.
Wonderful. Should I watch this on your stream? Because you're not sharing it on the main stage. On the main stage, we're just hearing you talk. So, and not, like, seeing.
Yeah, I am worried about my bit rate. That's why I'm not sharing it, because I am very much in a third world country, derogatory. It's okay, I can say that. I'm from here. Ish. So...
Okay.
If somebody wants to share my screen here... Actually, Ben, do you want to come up and share my... and like, share the screen of watching me, and then I'll just deafen and mute myself, and you'll just hear me through your screen share. Is that good with you? Yeah, just here, I'll link it. Just here. If you, by the way, if you talk, you will be heard on stream, Ben, so just keep that in mind. I'm fine with that, it's just, you know, for your sake. Okay, let me deafen myself here. Oh wait, no, if I deafen, I won't be able to hear any of you speaking. I'm not gonna deafen, I'm just going to mute the stream. There we go. This should work now. Okay. Perfect. Let's return to the reaction. Hello, Cam. Welcome to the Twitch chat. Thank you for helping the metrics. By the way, Brew, thank you so much again for the gifted. That, like... Jesus, you're actually amazing. By the way, it's really funny. You gifted my dad a sub. I find that really funny, personally. Yo! And now my dad has paid it back. My dad has paid it forward. Now Cam is a subscriber. See, this is good. I just sit here, act like an idiot, and you all just exchange money to each other, and then I get it. It's perfect. What a business model. I see why everyone keeps selling out and grifting. Okay, let's start this godforsaken video. Cut me in? We'll see. We'll see. You have to jump back on stage.
Oh. Hi there. It's me, your old friend, Ethan Klein. It's been a while since we've last spoken. In that time, I've had 3 kids.
You know, and maybe it is the 3 kids. He looks a lot worse than he did a while ago. Like, he really does look like like infecting your skin tone like Emperor Palpatine. You know, that some have that belief. I'm not going to say whether or not I'm there. I'm impartial. Let's see how this video goes.
All boys, I've lost 100 pounds, and I've pissed off 75% of the internet. Probably a lot of you guys too. Actually talking about there at the NRA meeting, it's
not a weight thing, Cam. It's just more like it's like his face. He just like, it's almost like having like circles under your eyes where you can tell a person's tired. I almost get like that vibe looking from him. Again, there are plenty of valid reasons he would be feeling this, especially if he's like correct in his assessments. He's gonna be stressed as hell. Anyway.
In Texas, someone should buy.
Jesus
Oh yeah,
Christ.
and there was one thing we could all agree on, and what was that? That we love America.
Jesus
and everything
Christ.
she stands for.
Mom and Dad.
This
and
is
apple pie.
actually so
There's plenty to
performative.
criticize and endless things to improve.
Yeah,
but
the kids
I thought
too.
It was about making a more perfect union, not tearing it down.
And marching bands.
I already don't like this
The
framing
thing is,
known in the group chat last night on this topic. You can very much want to tear down structures of America that you don't like, and also do so in a manner that makes you that makes America a more perfect union. I think there is genuinely nothing inconsistent. He's memeing, well, it's a bad way to start a video when you have this many people, bad faith, like wondering if you are or aren't bad faith. You got to start out like, we all watched Vosh's context video. It was out there, it was open, it was right through the thing. But I don't know. Let's see. Let's keep watching. I don't like the framing.
kind of scary brewing.
It's gonna be a
in
long
America.
2 hours.
Communism.
That's America. That's America to
Okay, I don't know where this came from, but this mustache is on point.
me.
I started a show a couple of years ago with my acquaintance, Hasan Piker. You might remember him
Acquaintance?
from such
I thought they were
classics
friends.
as
America deserved 9/11, dude. Fuck it, I'm saying it.
Yeah, kill them. Kill those motherfuckers in a video game. Sorry. Holy shit. That's not what I said. You dumb cracker bitch.
and of course,
Okay.
the Leftovers podcast.
Again, like, this feels bad faith, because it's like, all of that shit Hasan said before he started the show, and Ethan was completely okay with it. Also, the America deserved 9/11 and cracker bitch, really? We're gonna put that at the same level? I'm just like, I feel like one of those is worse. Just saying.
Which was our show, which we made broadly to goof on the antics of the right. Now, to be clear, I knew about all these edgy and controversial jokes at the time we made the show together, because who am I to judge?
Here is Ethan Klein being a delightful human being.
I was just gonna say, if there's another Holocaust, if they start rounding up the Jews again, I hope Ben gets.
How did he know? He's watching me. He's behind me. He's here right now.
He presents himself as someone like me, a left-leaning Democrat who supports basic things. And we went on making the show for about
I
2
got a
years,
pause
and everything
cam.
was
It's
good.
called
Everyone was
content.
having fun. The audience was having fun. No problem. That was until this happened. We were doing our regular show, and for the first time I noticed an inordinate amount of radical, hardcore leftists. I mean, I thought we were social democrats, not whatever this was. I don't hate the idea of like people who can be successful. I think
How
it's
he
good
starts a
that people
show and thinks Hasan is a social
can
democrat.
achieve success
I-
in the term
I think
monetary
you actually
success.
have
That's
to
what
be,
that
like,
means, right? I do.
Stupid.
You know, there's nothing wrong with that.
Because I see so many people in the chat saying, no,
I don't know what y'all are tripping about. Like, what the fuck do you
what
want?
is the
I'll
idea
take-
that
you
people
guys, like,
are
just-
looking for?
You guys are all like radical communists? There's that many radical communists? Suck it, chat.
This
You're
doesn't make
watching
me
you're watching
think
a
better of
capitalist
him.
pig. Deal with it. And then this happened. This comment from Hasan really started to sound some alarms in my head.
If you're in a socialist country with multiple parties, and one of the parties is a capitalist party, which would surely exist.
Yeah.
What would you do if that party started gaining momentum?
The solution to that would always be education and offering more
Re-education?
re-education, certainly, yeah. There should be an enforcement mechanism, and in that enforcement mechanism, I think like rehabilitation, which would include re-education as well.
If putting capitalists in re-education camps isn't disturbing enough, I started to notice that Hasan was carrying a lot of water for communist states' war crimes and genocide.
Okay. 2 things here. First of all, I think this is bad faith. to like pick out the re-education line when he's literally, when Ethan is basically the one who fed it to him as a joke. I think that's like a really stupid thing to get triggered. Like, did he not know who Hasan was? On the other hand, this is the part of the video where I am going to agree with Ethan. So let's get to the tanky shit.
What do you call Crimea? I call it a part of Russian territory, bitch. That's what I call Crimea. I call it Crimea River, a Russian river. The annexation of Crimea is absolutely a justifiable
that's a banger
annexation.
line, though.
Tibet was literally a fucking feudal.
This is insane from Hasan.
Slave,
This is
mandate, like
So
autonomous zone.
China did them a favor.
That was one. I mean, in America, when I say something like this, people get very upset. You know, we talk about the Dalai Lama saying "suck my tongue" or whatever, but like that's not far from the norm in fucking normal Tibetan existence before the Communist Party came in and
China
Jesus Christ,
unilaterally took over Tibet,
like
these are their culture. They basically are trying to, you know, homogenize the culture.
If your culture,
they're trying to spoil the religion and the identity.
Ethan is correct.
I'm
just completely correct here.
Abolishing that, yes, I do think that that is good.
No, China did them a favor.
This is a good way to describe Taiwan as well. The American federal government going into the fucking South and killing, unfortunately.
This is why I don't want to defend Hasan. I just think Ethan is also bad faith.
This
like,
is
but I don't want to actually defend Hasan. What are you doing to me, guys?
Federal government that squashed, okay?
Tibet is the South in the Civil War?
Yes.
And most disturbingly, a complete whitewashing of the Chinese
there's no way to
genocide
take
against
that
their
line out
Muslim
of context.
minority group,
That's
the
definitely
Uyghurs.
Jesus
Don't they have Uyghur
Christ,
death
Hasan.
camps? Is that?
It's not a death camp. They were re-education camps.
It's a death
and
camp.
They are no longer in operation.
Is that
according
true?
to the Associated Press?
Okay. I saw this crazy
they're-
documentary, and I don't know. I don't know.
It's the America bad
I
leftist.
don't
You
know
can
the
only
surrounding,
it's that entire segment of the left. You know, we have to. Everything is framed in the perspective of American imperial hegemony and resistance to American imperial hegemony. There is no agency among anybody in between. Just the imperial hegemon, who has all the agency, and the resistance movement, which can do no wrong in any of its structures or like social construction. It's so fucking stupid. This is why I don't like tankies. This is why I don't mind when they get mad at me. This is why I like picking fights with tankies. They're genuinely funny to make fun of.
Or anything about it, but it was about
thin-skinned motherfuckers.
There was doctors in the area. They would be able to procure organs.
No, that's no.
I'm telling you, they were in China with.
Okay, that one is like Shen Yun,
They're like, we
Falun
can
Gong.
get
that does sound
you
a
an
bit
organ
over the top.
from a Uyghur.
All the concentration camps have been closed now. Like all the re-education.
Okay. That highest prison rate in the world, I actually think that one is bullshit. I think that's like some very selective, you know, regional nitpicking on their part. You have to draw the borders in a pretty specific way to get that outcome. By far and away, the U.S. still has the largest prison population, countrywide, on a state level as well. Like, you're kind of fucking with the borders to get that. But still, that's not, you know, defending the fucking Uyghur genocide.
Strike to protest their imminent deportation to China, where they face imprisonment or execution.
Not only does this AP article seem not to exist, reading the AP proved exactly the opposite. Hasan has happily eaten up the Chinese propaganda on this and has regurgitated it to his mainstream audience. Why is he defending China's genocide of their Muslim population? How does this even make sense? It only makes sense if A, he's being paid, or
Source?
B, he has the political
On
complexities
the thing
of
I
a
said?
5-year-old.
We can
I know
go into it
America
later.
Bad is a meme that people laugh at online, but with Hasan, this does actually seem to be the beginning and the end of his analysis.
2 principles. Let me explain to you. 2 principles that you should keep with you, coming from a person who's Turkish, okay? When you look at a situation in the Middle East, you look at what the local government is and who the Western forces are.
See, this
Never
is what I
align with the
mean.
Western forces. So when I look at other countries, I look at the regional actor.
This is what I mean. The America can do no good, other countries can do no bad. It's so fucking stupid.
You can take home with you if you want to actually be moral or if you want to be smart about the way.
This argument would literally make you pro-Nazi. Like you would have in World War II, you would have sided with the Nazis with this argument. It's so fucking stupid.
Analyze other countries. That's one basic principle that you can take home with you. All of a sudden, magically, you are above on your foreign policy analysis. You're going to be better off than 90% of people that look at the situation.
After seeing all of this, I was already getting uncomfortable with our partnership.
I started to wonder if I had any idea who this guy actually is.
And then, this happened.
I'm going to be honest. If Ethan Klein's actual problem with Hasan was just like, if he ended the show after Hasan's Hong Kong takes, I wouldn't have fucking blamed him. But it's that he didn't end it there, which is why it feels like this is him trying to, like, use something else to cover his actual motive. But let's listen.
Breaking news out of Israel this morning where Hamas has launched a surprise attack within Israel's borders overnight.
After the shock of October 7th, I noticed a huge increase of anti-Semitic comments from Hasan's stream and Discord, including
Define
from his
anti-Semitism.
head mod. I was disturbed that
Hasan's
Hasan
mods
was
are fucking
seemingly
insane.
okay with this.
Hasan has a problem with his mods. They're fucking
chat
evil.
is calling me racist. Do you make any attempt to
I have not looked at my chat.
moderate that at all?
I have not looked at my.
Trying to tell you guys how it feels, and I'm fucking shocked that you don't care that people in your chat are.
Ethan is being a little bit of a bitch on this one. He should know that it's always going to be a small portion of the audience that's going crazy. He is correct that the mods are not stopping it, and that Hasan is not as empathetic on this topic as he should be. But you can't, like, you're one of the biggest content creators. Don't be a whiny little bitch when somebody else's audience is mad at you. Jesus Christ, my audience hates me. Look at the fucking chat. You all are crazy.
Who the fuck is this child cold, arrogant,
Ethan,
as fuck?
I love you, but there's only so much I can do.
How can you be surprised when your Discord is literally full of fucking...
Ethan, I love you, but there's only so much I can do if you're making that argument. You know that, right? Like
Hasan's chat had been calling me a Zionist, baby-killing genocider. Maybe it is unreasonable that I'm asking him to moderate it.
Well, he is a Zionist. He is a Zionist. Like, that's not... Baby killing is over the top, and, you know, I have my issues with the left always doing the drama bullshit, but he is a Zionist. He does believe in the state of Israel. That is what that term means.
Chat for a friend. He doesn't even know where I'm coming from because it's not something he would ever ask for.
And all these other content creators actually, you know, whipping their communities when their chat is going fucking absolutely bananas over random dumb shit and bringing my name up for no fucking reason. That you were just allowing that shit to run rampant in your chat, and I thought that was fucked up. Ethan, I love you, but there's only so much I can do, especially as someone who thought we were fucking friends. I think that's a reasonable.
I don't think Hasan handled this situation well either.
The problem was that
I think he was
pro-Palestinian because I share a lot of those
his
views,
mods
and
are
I've
crazy.
been a stalwart supporter of the Palestinian cause for many years. The problem with Hasan's coverage and a lot of people like him was their complete lack of empathy for the Jewish people who were frankly slaughtered.
I do
by
think
Hamas.
this is
He
true.
refused to show even
For
a
the first
crumb of
year
empathy for the Jewish victims. But listen to what this guy has to say.
For the first year of the conflict, I was not happy with leftists who, and even like just most of like the pro-Palestinian movement was not willing to understand the level of cultural connection that is ingrained among Jewish people to support Israel. It's a very emotionally grating thing to have to fight against, and I think there was not a lot of empathy for what I consider to be a form of indoctrination, like cultural indoctrination towards believing in Israel. I do think like there needed to be a lot more empathy and understanding to American Zionists specifically on this issue, and Jews, like the community should have been treated with a bit more like empathy and respect. I fully agree with this. Now it's been enough time and Israel's been so fucking crazy that I think it's a little bit more okay. Where it's like, if by now you're still not, like, you're still doing the talking points, if your biggest problem is Hamas at this point, I do think you deserve to be called out. That would not have been the case a year ago.
Some sort of rave or desert party where they were having a great time until the resistance came.
I'm not saying, Ben, that you can't, like, be a Zionist. I don't agree with that take. I think ethno-states are bad, even when they're Jewish ethno-states. I think that's the wrong lesson from World War II. But that's not, like, what I'm saying. If you believe in the national identity of Israel, that is fine. If your biggest problem is people who are not okay with the national identity of Israel, or even people like Hamas, versus the disproportionate reaction that Israel has had over the situation, if that's not your first concern, I'm going to make fun of you a little bit. I think it's, you know, it is an insanely disproportionate response. It's like, you know, it's like lighting up a fucking Uzi at somebody who gave you the middle finger. Not that Hamas simply gave Israel the middle finger. They were a lot more violent than that, but that's the level of disproportionate response that we're observing here. Also, Elevated Millie, thank you so much for following.
Hang gliders and took at least several dozen hipsters. But I'm sure they're doing very fine despite what the New York Post says. But nobody had seen this coming.
I mean, that's insane, right?
Huh?
I don't even... Yeah, okay. Like...
Okay.
What?
I'm just criticizing people. You don't have to comment if you're not comfortable
What's
about
wrong
it.
with,
I honestly
what was wrong with that clip?
And I've been a stalwart supporter of the Palestinian cause for many years. The problem with Hasan
fighting.
and a lot of people like him was their complete lack of empathy for the Jewish people who were frankly slaughtered by Hamas. He refused to show even a crumb of empathy for the Jewish victims. But listen to what this guy has to say.
And as you might have seen, there was some sort of rave or desert party where they were having a great time until the resistance came in electrified hang gliders and took at least several dozen hipsters. But I'm sure they're doing very fine despite what the New York Post
Yeah,
says.
that's a bit fucked up. That's a bit fucked up of a thing to say.
Nobody had seen this coming.
I mean, that's insane, right?
I don't even...
True, Elevated Millie.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, that is an insane thing to say. That's kind of crazy.
Criticizing people. You don't have to comment if you're not comfortable about it. I honestly felt at times that he and his audience barely thought of Israelis as humans. This dude just called babies militants.
That's a bit much.
No, I understand. And there are baby settlers as well. But there are baby settlers as well. There are babies in the settlements.
Part of running defense for Hamas is
I need to see that full
downplaying
clip. I'm
the
not.
violence,
That feels
specifically
clipped.
the sexual violence, which he's done a lot of.
Doesn't matter if fucking rapes happen on October 7. Like, that doesn't change the dynamic for me even this much. So that's the other part of this problem that many people that can't contend with. Like, the Palestinian resistance,
I agree with this,
is not perfect. They're not like so good. They have magical bullets.
I wouldn't say it. I wouldn't frame Hamas.
The Palestinian resistance.
Again, I wouldn't frame Hamas as simply Palestinian resistance. I think there's more to that dynamic. But with the larger sentiment, yeah, Hamas did rapes on October 7th. Not as many as Israel claimed they did. That they went a little overboard as per usual. Israel's been doing rapes back. It's like, it's the nature of bloodshed like this. It's why I don't think structures and nation states constructed in this manner are beneficial.
Is not perfect. They're not like so good. They have magical bullets. Is not perfect.
Of course, if you compare the
Yeah,
raw
it's
numbers,
a bad way to say it.
Gazans have lost a lot more than Israelis. 40,000 people have died.
40,000 is an underestimate.
Neighborhoods have been completely flattened during this war. And while we should keep their plight at the top of our minds at all time, It also doesn't mean that we should disregard the lives of the Jewish people
don't
who are also affected
like
by
his
this.
tone
Even
when
if
he like
their
talks about
suffering
this.
on the whole is not as great. Some of
just
you may know
feels
that I'm
so-
an Israeli dual citizen.
It
My
feels
wife
like
is
somebody
Israeli.
who's just like
My kids are half
dissociating.
Israeli, and my entire in-law
And it's like,
is Israeli. I lived there for 5 years.
You couldn't like
and I grew
record a
closeness with
clip
the
where you
country
sounded
and its
earnest.
people. One of the biggest issues between me, Hasan, and his community was that I am in favor of a two-state solution while they are in favor of
Yeah,
a
I think the
one-state
two-state solution is dumb.
Their theory is that after the October 7th attack, Israel should just dissolve its borders and let Hamas enter Israel unrestrained.
What do you think Israel should have done in response to October 7th?
Instead of indiscriminately bombing Gaza, I think the first
I
thing
am
to do
too,
in
but
that
I don't sound
situation would be
inauthentic,
to dismantle the
Ethan.
government in the way
Neon
that
Evil.
it existed, like get Netanyahu out of power.
Okay. So you're saying Israel in
85%.
response... Hold on, dude. You're saying in response to this terrorist attack, Israel should have dismantled their own government.
First set of actions would be to democratically take Netanyahu out of power. Yes.
The problem is
I mean,
that Israel's been at war with its
I
neighbors
don't
for
disagree
70
with
plus
Hasan
years,
on that one.
And it makes a lot of sense that there be some distrust there. Is it really insane to think that
I'm hearing him
Jews
out, Cam.
as an
I'm hearing him
ethnic
out.
minority in Israel would not be safe? After all, Israel is a country of refugees. If the Jews didn't come from Europe after the Holocaust, they came from the surrounding Arab countries that expelled them in massive amounts following the 1948 war. In fact, there was more Jews displaced than Palestinians during the Nakba. 1 million Jews. All of
By
the
other-
surrounding Arab countries had vibrant
See,
Jewish
okay.
communities in huge number, hundreds of
And
thousands.
the other thing is,
Now, if
Ethan
you
just
look at
doesn't
them,
understand
you're
the
looking at
history
close
of it.
to, if not literally,
There were
zero
Jews
left in these countries.
Just to give
There
you an
were
idea-
Jews expelled during the Nakba by other Jews. Then, as a response to the Nakba, a bunch of countries responded in a manner which I again do not think was appropriate, which was expelling their Jews. But it doesn't, there is a dynamic at play. There was a first blow here. What is the historical thing he said that is wrong? Well, for one thing, that more Jews were displaced than Palestinians. That's just incorrect. There were almost 1 million Palestinians displaced. 750,000. There was like 500,000 Jews displaced after the Nakba from other countries in response to the Nakba, which was a bad thing to do, by the way. I do not defend that from Arabic countries. But there is a chain of events that's happening that I don't think Ethan fully understands. Ottoman Empire lost, sorry nerds. Not the Ottoman Empire I'm talking about, exactly.
Here's a visual representation of the Jewish refugees after 1948. Morocco had 265,000
Yeah,
Jews.
if you add all
Now
this
it
up,
has
it's still not
2,000.
more than...
Algeria had...
Isn't that fucked up if I expel Hispanic people from my country because Mexico declared war? Yeah, it's fucked up. I don't disagree. It's really fucked up. But we have, that's literally kind of what the internment camps in World War II were, the Japanese internment camps. It's a really fucked up thing to do. I don't defend it. But we're also 80 years on, and, in that case, Japan did declare war. That doesn't mean you have to start treating, all the Japanese people in your countries as, enemy combatants like we did, and the Arabs did with Jewish people during the Nakba. But it's still, there is a chain of events that was unfolding, and I don't like the narrative that they expelled the Jews because of anti-Semitism. I think anti-Semitism played a component in the expelling of the Jews. I think you would have to be anti-Semitic to ever think that was the appropriate solution to the Nakba. Where should the Jewish people that were expelled go? Well, in my opinion, the United States, but that's, a separate thing. Okay. Here's the thing, Cam. When people are expelled from a country, I don't think they should go anywhere. They should, stay and fight. I think that's okay. you're gonna get rebel and insurgency group and go somewhere, or you can stay and fight. Stay and be murdered, got it? No, you don't have to stay and be murdered. You can also, like, fight. But what if they want to stay in the Middle East where they're from? I'm not a blood and soil kind of person. Go where you're happy. I don't care. Go where you're gonna be happy and be safe. Again, I don't believe in, like, national identities in that way. Bro, moms with little kids need to stay and fight. Well, like, to an extent, if you have no other choice, it's preferable than doing nothing. I mean, if you're being, like, there is this thing in the Jewish community of people who didn't flee the Holocaust, of people who, like, fled the Holocaust and went to, like, Europe, and went to, like, America, and then later Israel. There were people who stayed and tried to fight the Nazis. Like, the Jewish community does look very down on that group of people, and I've always thought that's pretty fucked up, personally. I think anybody who wants to, put up a fight for their home, I think that's based, personally. If you wanna fight to maintain your home, I think that's based. But their home wasn't Israel. It was the country they were expelled from. What is going on with my video? What's going on with my video? Are you all, seeing that? Is it, frozen for you guys too? Hold on. Can I adjust the bit rate? Hold on. What is going on? I don't know what's going on with my video, guys. We'll do this for a second. Okay. Let me unplug it. Oh no, that'll kill the Ethernet. Oh, now this camera's frozen. I'm gonna put a new video capture device. Okay, I'm replugging this in. Okay. Improvement. This is back on now. I don't know why it's buffering like this. Okay. How do I edit the bit rate so that this settings Stream. Video. Custom output. Advanced. Yeah, I have a pretty low bit rate. I don't know. Okay, we're gonna keep trying. We're gonna keep trying on this. Anyway, let me read through chat quickly. The rest of the world isn't keen on taking refugees, and I have empathy for a mother with small children doing what she has to do to offer her children a safe life. Doing what she has to do for her life is just going wherever it's fine. Like, it's different from, like, actually engaging in a settler colonialist project. I mean, you don't have in that situation, you don't have that much responsibility for it. You're gonna go where you're safe, but, like, it is a significantly more complicated situation than the simple narrative that Ethan Klein is presenting here. Honestly, I think it's a more complicated narrative than even Hasan paints it. And honestly, I only think the person who does a good job with this conflict is Vosh. I wish there was more empathy in the conversation for people that made those choices. I do have empathy for them. I told you. I said that we have to be very empathetic to Jews who have ingrained cultural trauma over the Holocaust and over this entire period, and that when we're trying to discuss with them the problems with Israel and its behavior, we have to do it in a manner that is extremely empathetic and understanding of where they're coming from. You're not going to convince anyone without that. That being said, I don't think this narrative is correct, and I do think it should be corrected. And I also don't think the solution to a lack of empathy is to start your own Jewish state where Jews will never be expelled because it's a Jewish state. That's just going to lead you to... that's only going to end one way, and it's with the wrong Jews being expelled. Give it 40 years. Ethno-states are bad every single time. That is why the best thing about America, the best and most unique and good thing about America, one of the few things worth having genuine pride for it, is its multicultural melting pot environment. That's, like, the best thing about this country, is that it is, like, multicultural. That's objectively the thing that has made it so interesting. And it's why that American culture is global culture. It's not just the imperialism.
140,000. Now it has about 50. Iraq had 150,000 Jews, now 10. And I want to give a special shout out to my boy over in Afghanistan, one known Jew. We know him, we love him. He's the one
history. That's how I reason out an ethno-state in this instance, open to being wrong though. Okay, here's the thing. That is not an invalid argument. I would argue that there are other ethnicities put in a similar situation, but not to the same exact extent. I would say that the Kurds with Rojava is probably the big one, and I am pro-Rojava, but I am not against that region having a nation. I just do not believe that the national identity should be Jewish, and I think it would be much better for I will resist this point, but I feel an imminent threat to my family. I'm out of here. I will resist to a point, but if I feel an immediate threat to my family, I'm out of here. Yeah, I don't know what, like, I'm not saying you should have to stay and fight. I would do it, but I'm crazy. But, like, I do think that, like, in an environment where people are being slaughtered and people are being genocided and both sides are doing it, I don't think it's valid to pick a side on this on an issue like that. I think you have to treat the issue very carefully because both groups were doing ethnic cleansing at this time. The settler Jews were coming in and ethnic cleansing Palestinians and also other Jews. and the Arab countries did a response ethnic cleansing. Both of these things are bad. Both of these things should be condemned. And if either of these things happened in the modern day, my response would be to embargo everyone. That would actually be my response. So, yeah. Now, what is happening now is a bit different, because one side very much has significantly more power. But it's complicated.
And migrate to the only place in the world that would accept them, which was Israel. The irony of this whole situation is that after the 1948 war, when Israel won the war to declare its independence, the Arab countries got super anti-Semitic against their own Jewish citizenry that had nothing to do with Israel.
True.
And as a result, they kicked them all out, 1 million plus of them, and forced them to go the one place they hated the most.
I'm pretty sure it's less than 1 million plus. Let me actually check, because I'm pretty sure it's less than that. Not that much less, but still. I do think it's under 1 million. This isn't me refuting the state. I don't think it's that much of a mischaracterization that it's worth criticizing. I'm checking for my own knowledge. Because even the graph that he posted was not, did not add up to over 1 million. Okay, 850,000. 850,000 Jews expelled from multiple countries, 750,000 Palestinians expelled from Palestinian regions. Okay, that's about equivalent. It's still fucked up. I'm not defending any of that.
Israel. And now those
By the way, I
same
love the
people that
Marvel
forced them out of their
Rivals
homes
gameplay in
are
the
telling
background.
them they don't belong
It's
there.
funny.
So if the Jews of Israel are surrounded by Islamic militant terrorist groups that have stated their goal is to annihilate Israel as a Jewish state,
is the part
and
that's
considering
stupid.
the historical context of Jews being pogromed from Arab countries, is it really that crazy for them to not feel safe as an ethnic minority, even a little bit?
And that's pretty much...
Yeah. Yeah, no, it makes sense that they wouldn't feel safe as an ethnic minority in the region. Maybe that's why you shouldn't have, made your safe haven in that region. And also, I don't like this thing with Israel. We are a tiny nation surrounded by enemies, and we are helpless, and we have to act the way we do because otherwise we'll be destroyed. But also, we are better than all of them. We are the biggest and baddest person on the counter. We have the greatest military thing. Jews will only ever be safe in Israel. We have to, make sure that, it's a perfect Jewish state. There's a dichotomy here. You can't both be a weak minority group surrounded by enemies. And also, it's the only place in the world that's safe for Jews. One of those arguments has to be wrong. Is it perhaps both of them?
The entirety of our disagreement. Despite what you've read on TikTok and Twitter, I've donated $6,500 to a Palestinian charity after the war started.
Hey, Ethan Klein.
Yeah, France and England.
Ethan Klein gave $6,500.
France and England did pit Palestinians and Jews against each other.
Ethan.
A lot of this is England's fault.
Netanyahu as a war criminal.
They're led by Netanyahu, who should resign in disgrace and go to prison for being a war criminal.
Called the West Bank settlements an abomination.
Settlers in the West Bank are religious zealots. They're
Well,
monsters. They're
Neon, right now they're
said the
not
West Bank
genociding
settlers are
Jews, but
valid
Jews are
military
currently
targets.
When you
genociding
talk about, colonial
Palestinians.
settlers and stuff
So,
like that's
if
what's
that
actually
starts to
happening
change
in the West Bank right now,
then
and these people
then
are
we can
more or
start
less valid
attacking the
military
Muslim
targets, in
nations.
my
And
opinion.
also,
My only
it's not
crime is wanting
Muslim
a
nations.
two-state
This isn't a
solution.
religious thing.
And because of Hassan and others spreading this
It's
malicious
just Jewish
lie about my
nationalism
beliefs, I'm even getting
versus,
harassed on the street.
How come you don't like Palestine?
Muslim
I like
nationalism.
Palestine. No, you don't.
Why do you say that?
all of this is bad.
Oh, wasn't she in the IDF?
It's all nationalist.
Oh,
it's all
damn,
bad.
Mandatory service.
That's sad. That's terrorism, bro.
She was born there.
That's sad. Feel bad for you guys. Ethan Klein, bro, you're ugly as fuck, bro. You're ugly
This
as
is,
you look
yeah,
like a rapist.
I don't defend this shit.
You look like a fucking rapist, Ethan.
Yeah, I don't defend that.
You guys, Ethan Klein, bro, you're ugly as fuck, bro. You're ugly as shit. You look like a rapist, bro. I'm tired of all these coward Americans in the South trying to act like they're so tough. Oh, I'm American. Oh, you don't even run your own country. You don't run your own country, bro. You don't run your own country.
Yeah, this is Nazi shit.
Country named Israel runs your country.
Yeah, this is Nazi shit.
Bro, I love you, Hasan. Can I give you a hug, bro?
I'm so sweaty, bro.
I love you, bro.
I'm so sweaty.
I love you, bro. I have to interview you. You're my hero, bro.
Did Hasan interview him?
You're the coolest guy in the world, bro. Hold on, I think I look gay in that.
I don't like this. There's if you're gonna insinuate that Hasan knows who he is, then actually have proof of that.
The funny thing
about me. See, that's the bad faith that I don't like.
And I don't like terrorists. If they're Jews,
establish that Hasan knows who he was, then this is a valid point.
What is terrorism? It's intentionally targeting civilian population for political goals. I don't like it. None of it. And over time, I started to learn that my co-host, he really likes terrorists.
They do musicals. They're very musical people.
Jesus Christ.
I know. Are you being serious?
Dog, what do you look? You think I made this?
This isn't music. I know they're singing, but I'm seeing just guns and shoot. This isn't a music video, Hasan.
Taking over these ships, they started targeting the ships.
People on
the
this
Houthi thing is
right
fucking crazy. Hasan is insane.
Yeah, they're flexing.
What?
They are flexing. That is flexing.
This is a deterrent.
We think the Houthi.
I don't have an issue with them, let's just say. But they are a terrorist organization. Like they're designated. They are designated by the American state as a terrorist organization.
Here, like what Hasan is saying is fucked up and wrong. It's like I don't like when Ethan says something that's wrong. I feel like there's something that I need to defend because there's something that is worth defending in there because it's a argument that I could see people feeling for valid reasons and understanding and maybe identifying with. When Hasan says something fucking stupid like this, I cannot imagine many people are gonna agree with this unless they're already a tanky, in which case, go fuck yourself.
Brilliant a person in terms of like everything that he's done.
Then I saw clips like this where Hasan is explaining how he's hiding his power level to funnel in normies into radicalization.
I think that in the short term, in order to combat against that, you have to advocate for a much lighter form of propaganda. You want America in the way that I feel about it. If you want America to get out of the way for places with more revolutionary potential to do what they would normally do, I think that one thing you have to do is advocate for a
right Neon Eagle. It is that simple. Nationalism bad.
That goes beyond
And then you take that and then idea. But here's the thing. Then people get mad at me, and I had this argument last night. It when you take that to its natural conclusion. Nationalism bad, therefore nation states bad. And while they're a necessary evil and construction right now and maybe permanently, the goal should not be to be allowing our personal identity to become involved and wrapped up in a national identity. That's bad. That's why I'm anti-patriotism. I don't believe people should let their personal identity become intermingled with their national identity. That is the actual slippery slope that does lead a culture, maybe not an individual, but stochastically throughout the nation, culturally towards nationalism.
To put emphasis on the exact point of the so-called radicalization funnel where, for example, Hasan and JT catch them while they're young, as they say, and then they start looking into this new idea.
There's so much buffering.
And then move forwards through the funnel, get more and more informed, get more and more radicalized. You do your part in the funnel for the cause, or whatever the fuck you want to call it. You're doing, in my modest opinion, a great thing for the cause.
Now listen to Hasan.
Has he only been reading YouTube chat, L streamer? No, I'm reading Twitch. I can see both.
Democrat to hide his power level.
We should move towards a Sweden-style economy or a Norway-style economy, which would be a social democracy.
I'll take Hasan. I'll take Denmark-style democracy. What is this Swedish Norway bullshit? Denmark. What is my camera doing? Why? Do I have to... Let's try it. Okay. Well, now we know what the solution for that is. We're only 20 minutes in. Jesus Christ. This is going to be 4 hours.
For a much lighter form
of
propaganda.
I'm getting my full stream in for the day.
Cold radicalization funnel, catch them while they're young, as they say.
And protections for workers, like higher unionization rates.
A lighter form, while simultaneously still doing agitated propaganda that goes beyond.
Right. Hell, he's proclaimed it loudly that he is a self-described propagandist.
I'm a propagandist.
You, me, Piers Morgan, we are all agitative propagandists. Maybe don't shut down and just go, I'm a propagandist, and then not elaborate, because that does make you look like an asshole. So the argument he's making is that there are many types of definitions of propaganda. There is the common negative view of it, which is that it is factually incorrect, intentional spread of viral information in order to sway the opinion of a population. That is its culturally understood, definition. Here's the thing, though. It's actually not that. Propaganda is just the intentional spread of information for the intentional purpose of changing the views of a population. It can be correct information, it can be incorrect information, it can be a good faith intention to improve a country's political environment, or it can be a bad faith intention to damage a country's political environment. But it's all still propaganda. That's the thing. And by the way, Brewmaster, thank you so much for the 100 bits. You are actually amazing.
A propagandist is much more than someone with a bias.
Hey, Marna.
It's someone who knowingly lies to further their political agenda.
No, that is not what it means, Ethan.
Vision. Had I been duped? Was Hasan presenting a Trojan horse to my community, where he was just a left-leaning Democrat like myself, and as he said in the previous video, was funneling them into radicalization and turning them against me?
Liberals are some of the easiest to manipulate people on the fucking planet, dude.
I learned how much he hates liberals.
Dude, I hate
Oh,
liberals,
300.
Dude. I hate
thank
them.
you,
I hate
thank
them so
you,
viciously.
thank you.
Did he secretly despise me this whole time?
I'm sorry, dude. I hate liberals so much.
Did this man sit next to me for 2 years and pretend to be my friend?
Dude, liberals are a burden on this planet, dude.
Liberals are the most, scummy, vile, fucking idiots. Liberals are
this is correct.
Stupid. I hate these petulant liberals, dumb fucking liberals.
What else is someone this sociopathic capable of?
Liberals are some of the easiest to manipulate people on the fucking planet, dude.
Was I being manipulated this whole time?
Okay. This is my problem. Ethan Klein, with this point specifically, has to either be lying or a gigantic fucking idiot. How you have said at the beginning